Assalamualaikum and welcome to Jan Sewing Solutions. Today we're going to do some baby dresses. Okay, so it's a start of the beautiful weather where we're going to start off doing little baby frocks, and we're going to be making quite a number of them. Today we're going to do this particular design. There's a few alterations that I'm going to do to this because I'm not too keen on this frilly bit. It looks nice on the photo, but in reality I don't think it's going to look as nice. So what we're going to do is we've got about a meter of fabric. This is cotton fabric, really comfortable fabric, and this is what you want for the summer months. You want comfort fabrics and you want to design. Now this fabric is quite an old fabric, old is gold like we call it. It's got this border which I'm going to take off, and then I'm going to start chopping up the dress itself. So really dresses like this are so simple to make. Simply just take minutes to make really, and it's just a shame to go out and buy dresses like this when you can so easily make them yourself. So we're going to just fold this fabric over, and now I'm going to take, I haven't got the baby here to take her measurements, so I'm going to be taking a bit of a gamble with the measurements. But I'm quite pretty good at guessing, so we're going to be taking guesses. And there are going to be quite a few designs I'm going to be sewing, so hopefully I'll give you little tips from all of them, and then you can decide which ones you like and which ones you want to copy. Okay. So hopefully this is going to be like a couple of day project where we're going to do this. So the whole overall length I'm going to make is about 18 inches. Okay, so the total length I'm going to make from full is going to be 18 inches. And then from that 18 inches, we're going to have about 6 inches for the bodice, and minus the 6, so 12 for the bottom part. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is measure this in 12 and mark it. And we're going to take two pieces out like this, so 12 and 24. Now we've got a little bit of extra fabric, so we can actually go a little bit longer. So I think I'm going to go for 13. So 13 and 26. Okay, so 13 and 26 on this side as well. And we're just going to take that away. Mark it off in two separate portions, and this is for the frilled bottom. Now this fabric has been lying with me for a good maybe 10-12 years, and you know, I have a tendency to hoard, and some fabrics you just cannot, you know, you have this overly imagination that you're gonna someday make something out of it. And God willing, you are gonna end up someday making something out of it. Okay, so that's the two portions which we're gonna frill and use for the bottom portion. Now out of this we're gonna make out two. Now this one, this is going to be the back side because we've got so we'll make the back out of this because this is the, you know, we're going to use that for the turning. So back to guesswork. See what width, see how much of a worker I am. So the total bodice, I will make it probably about 13 inches. So
it looks like it's 11.
13 inches. So I want this. I'm going to make this 7 inches. And height we said 6 inches. So that's So we'll slightly increase it to 7 inches. And then we want the shoulder. This bit we're going to turn over. Can you get your head out of the way now? You're in the way of the camera. We're going to leave a little bit of that for the turning. Mark it out for the back neckline. The back neckline is going to be about 2 inches. And then shoulder and armhole. And now this has got a pattern which goes in. It has a pattern which we're going to use as, make sure to put it in one direction.
Try to knock my head in the way.
No, don't put your head in the way.
So, no.
That's the back.
I was about to say the front.
No, this is the back.
Just know how big she's proper chubby.
Is she proper chubby?
Yeah, like you saw.
No, I think that's going to be fine.
Yeah, probably gonna show a little bit of the back. Yeah.
No, that's going to be fine.
You might just do it.
Naya, will you just get your head out of the way? And this, what we're going to do
They're going to be the front.
No, this is going to be like
frill. It looks like a person with no clothes on.
This is going to be frilled and attached here. And then the border that we've taken off, we're going to attach like such.
That's really good. It looks like
well,
it's
actually, we're going to do a slight variation.
Yay.
We're not going to attach this on here. This is the beauty of sewing yourself, where you start doing the alterations, okay, and you start doing the modifications to how you want. So what we're going to do is, this is going to be like a wrap over type, and we're going to use this border line to create that. So the wrap over style is basically, what we're going to do is cut 2 identical pieces, and then they're going to go on the opposite sides. So we're just going to use this as our sample, as our guideline.
Got some glasses on. These neighbors mom the come and the book that when babies from together. Because you need different level.
Okay, so we're going to cut these 2 identical.
Serena's going to be very happy. Serena's going to be very happy. I got a new dress. And then
well, I haven't given her anything, so you know, the best present is what you create with your own hands and give it. You can buy these dresses from Next and Asda, George and everywhere, but you know what, I love the fact
make it
that when you make something yourself,
people be like, wow, how can you do that?
What we have now is 1 piece that's going to go there.
Yeah.
Let's try and zoom in a little bit so you can see what we've cut out.
Like, we're going back into space and then we go into space.
Zoom.
Zooming the rocket. Zooming the rocket.
So that's how it's going to look.
Wow, that looks like a little bit of this now.
That's a little bit like a dress that I made for you, Naya.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I am impatient to put that dress on.
Eh?
I'm so impatient to put that dress on.
I made you a dress like this once.
I don't remember.
You don't remember it? We're going to put this on here. And we're going to have one going there.
I'm so impatient to put that.
And we're going to have one going there. And that's going to be our...
So you know the first one, that dress that you were swilling Halima fell? So that one. It's almost dry. The one that Halima fell in. It's almost dry.
Okay.
very funny how you looked at me. Very funny laughing. When are you going to stop talking? I can hear the clock. Tick tock.
Are you getting your head in the way again? I
No,
don't know.
why am I seeing my head in the way?
Okay, so we're going to use this that we use as the
Look, why am I seeing my head in the way?
trim the excess away.
No, I just copied the video that you did.
Okay?
I just copied the video that you made the rest for me. I did not get any
We're going to
sleep last
attach
night.
this to there, and this we're going to create some ease in this, and then we're going to attach. So we're going to attach this to that, and then we're going to attach that to the outer side, and then we're going to do the same to that on the other one, and it's going to be like a crossover. And then we've got this, which we're going to cut into half.
That's going to be the side part. You don't like it.
And we're going to use this, right? Right, okay. Sewing is all about using whatever means you can to get to the end result, and it doesn't have to be, you know, when you're sewing yourself, this is the pleasure and this is the enjoyment, that you don't have to spend a fortune to get a result. You can use basically anything as long as you can make like a combination or a contrast out of it. Now I've taken this silk, and I'm going to be using this, a small amount of this, to trim off the bottom of this. Now in this long talk about the silk is that, you know, this is a very old trouser that never been worn, and basically what I've done is just taken it apart from the side seams, and then because the colour matches so perfectly, press it and use it for whatever you can. Use it for trims, use it for, you know, wherever. And this is the goodness, you know. Lately I was quite recently I was listening to a video on Facebook where they were saying that one of the biggest waste accumulated in this day and age is from unwanted clothes, and I can vouch for that. The amount of clothes that we purchase and we do very little with, we think we're doing a favour when we pick something up and we chuck it in a bag and say we're giving this to the poor, and that is totally against the teachings of Islam, where you give your leftovers to others. You should be giving to others what you like for yourself. And personally I feel that we should be using anything that we're not gonna we don't like, we should find ways to use it so that we do like it, because there was something initially that made us buy that thing. So whether it is something like this where it's a silk and you think, right, you know what, I'm never going to wear this silk again, and then use that for the trims and the, you know, and don't put it in a charity bag where it's going to go into a landfill site, and at the end of the day we're going to be held accountable. And this is the beauty, you know, make your children beautiful dresses out of it. You can use this in so many ways. I mean, like this piece I've taken off for the trim. I can take it off for the bias binding, and then I can, it's an unusual type of a colour which I can save and use for making, you know, trimmings on dresses and so on as well. So spend wisely, you know, and do things. I mean, I can pick up something like this and go and match a total new outfit even from the leftovers of my wardrobe. So that's the beauty. That's a tip that is, I would encourage everyone to use. Okay, so that, you know, and every time I use this silk I will remind you where it came from. So bear it in mind. There's so much that, you know, a single piece of this is one leg of the trouser, and there's so much that you can take out of that. The only thing to bear in mind is when you take it out is to make sure that you cut on a straight grain. It shouldn't have a pull, because if you cut that out on a pull, Whereas, you know, if you try to cut it out like this, then when you try to apply it onto your clothes, you will not get the look. So, you know, press it prior to cutting it, press it so that it's even and you know exactly where you're cutting it. Slight variation, you know what, it's not really going to matter. There is a slight bit of a give in this, but it's really not going to matter a great deal. This I'm going to use at the bottom of the hemline of the dress. You know, it'll add a little bit of a definition. I'm also going to use for piping the sleeves, and I'm also going to use this for using a slight bit of a piping on the neckline. Okay, so if you remember the neckline, I cut it in we only need quite a thin piece, so we're gonna cut like a, most likely I can just get it out of this. Yeah, and then one's going to be enough for the sleeves. It's only a little child's. So the bigger one, even if I have to join a little bit of a piece, yeah, that's more than enough for the neckline. So now we're going to go on to stitching this up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put gathers in both of these pieces. I'm going to just use the foot to gather this up. I'm going to line the other sides of the dresses so that I've got a nice bottom, little bit of edging. With the top portion, I'm going to create a little bit of a gather in the one side so that it's slightly crunched up, so that it gives me a little bit of a ease when I attach it onto the. So we'll take the camera over to the machine and I'll give you a little bit of guidance on how to assemble and put this together. If you're into making these little baby dresses and so on, or even things like no, I don't want any more. Even frills and you know, anything like that, then I can't emphasize how important it is to have one of these foots. This is a gathering foot, and basically it gathers the fabric to make life a lot easier. Rather than pulling on the fabric to do gathers like this, I think this is like a great gadget to have. So every machinist who has the enthusiasm and the passion to make little children's clothes, I think should have one of these. Okay, so if that seems just a little bit wide, then what you can do is you can compact them just a little bit more by pulling on the thread. And basically that will give you more of a compact gathered area like this. Now I've done slight gathers on the neck piece as well, and the next step to this is to press both this and the gathered foot, gathered piece. But I think before I'm going to do that is I'm going to change the foot and I'm going to add the fabric that I want for the trimming so that I can press that at the same time. So normal foot back on.
This is so good, I can't stop eating. These are well that you can't stop eating them.
That's right.
I know this.
Okay, so with this, we're gonna add it on the right side and we're gonna turn it towards the wrong side. So both right sides facing each other.
Yeah, but they're going to join up together. I put like four in my mouth.
I'm going to finish this and then turn it over. Just do a seam, leave as much as I want, turn it over and then press it into place because I want like a nice flat finishing. There is a slight bit of a give in the fabric. You are like a bukri now. Can hear it like a bukri munching away. Is anybody wondering what a bukri is?
A sheep.
Shall we tell people what a bukri is? No, it's a goat, not a sheep.
I want a sheep.
No, a sheep is a bird.
I know. A
Okay.
beard.
Okay, so we're going to leave this about this much showing, and that we're going to just turn over and just, I'm going to press this before I do the other seam and take the turning. To changing the machine part, this time onto zip foot, and these are the pieces that we've prepared for with a bit of a curvature. So I've pressed them, I've taken out a lot of the creases and just left enough so that it's fits the curvature of the neckline. So what we're going to do now is, the reason for the changing of the foot was that we're going to pipe this.
Where's Simba?
Simba's in the other house. Where do you think Simba is? So we're going to use this bias piping that we cut, and we're going to use some it's called cord, and we're going to trap the cord inside of the seam, and then we're just going to place it on the edge. We're just going to do a seam.
Look.
Running close to the edge of.
Running. You mean I was running outside? I'm too excited for tomorrow because I'm going to wear my new clothes.
So we're going to attach this to both of the pieces.
You like you can pin out.
No, I don't want to.
Also there, need more. Yeah. There's a cue inside I did it.
Okay, take out the piece of the neckline.
So my dress is looking good. How's it going, by the way? How's the part going? Wow, this looks like a good bra skirt.
We're going to connect this to the right side.
So don't look too good.
Fairly close to the edge.
I found a bit that far well hard. The camera's not on.
The camera is on. Now we're going to turn this upwards, and that bit of, we're going to press this once, and then we're going to overstitch on the edge of this, tacking this down.
By the way, if you think this is my dress or not, this will never fit me.
No, this will never fit you. So we're going to do the exact same to the other one, and then we're going to end up tacking this down.
They're my cousins.
So I'll attach in the same manner and trim away the excess just to make it easier to attach on. And then place this wrong side down rather than the opposite way, because it makes it just a little bit harder to turn over. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach this. We'll leave just a little bit of space at the end. No, not like that. Wrong. We'll make a mistake. Sorry about that. It should be the opposite way. See, even the best of us forget. Okay, so the trim side should be facing down. Leave a little bit of space away from the edge, and then just seam on top of the original seam, keeping it nice and taut, and letting the foot of the machine guide itself on the piping. Get to the end, turn it over and press it, and then we're going to do the outer seam once it's pressed and sitting in place. Now once it's pressed, we're going to place, this one is going to go on the top, and this I haven't seamed it over yet. This is going to go at the bottom, and we're going to even them both out wherever they sit evenly. We're going to finish it off there, but that's after finishing these seams. So it's like a crossed over neckline, which is going to be, look, absolutely amazing once it's finished properly. So back to changing the foot again. We've got lots of continuous changing of feet here, I'm afraid. But this is one of the probably the hardest part that we're doing on this dress. Apart from this, everything else is a doddle. Give this a press and then come back and finish this off. Pin the neckline to wherever it fits right. Ideally I would have liked to have had it going to the end, but unfortunately it wasn't coming out right good to the end, so I've opted to go for a slight bit less. And what I want to do is just add a couple of maybe buttons over here, or even something like a bow or something. So either way, it really makes no difference. You can finish off a little bit. You know, it's a summer dress and we want to keep it as light as possible as well. So just run a edging seam at the bottom as well, just to hold the two together before we go on to attach the... You don't want to make it bulky as well. So the only thing to bear in mind that these portions are equal. So now we're going to add the trim. This has already been finished off. So if it seems like it's a bit too much, we're just going to pull the string a little bit more and gather it a bit more compact. Make sure that your sides are even. Keep it pulled. Try and keep the gathers evened out. And try and make it sit straight. once that's attached, prepare the back one. Now for the back we've got with children you tend to struggle getting the dresses on and off, so I would suggest have an opening at the back. Now Sumaya is 7 months old and I have not measured her, so I have taken a guess at making this. And if it's not for Sumaya, then I suppose it will be left for Sarah. Either way, it's worthwhile. Now once you've attached this, attach them at the shoulders, overlock them and give them a good press, and then we're going to pipe the outer side of the shoulders and then do the side seams and finally turn the bottom hem. Touch to this dress is going to be this dory. It's just a bias cut piece of fabric which similar to what we've used as the binding. Thread a needle, leave an extending thread and then thread the needle with that same thread and take the needle through. This is not a very fine piping, dory. This is quite wide cording that we're making because we want to add it to the neckline, just like a bit of a decorative sort of a piece. Just pull it through and it should, silk being nice and soft, it should slide through. And plus also this is not a very fine cut. Trim away the edges and then half it, and where the half mark is, tie it to the part which we left as the overlap. Just tie it down with a couple of stitches and trim away the threads. Show you. And then we're just gonna tie this into like a little bit of a bow. That's it. That's just got to add a hook at the back or a button at the back, and that's the dress finished. So we shall do a full preview of all the dresses once they're all finished.